Hey Kylie, Micah Collins here. I spoke with you yesterday about getting this video over to you. But in this video, I'm going to show you the two things that will set your company above your competition, not waste any of y'all's time or mine. All right, so the first thing I want to go with you today, right before I hop in, you're probably sitting there asking yourself, why am I even doing this and what's in it for me? Well, the truth is, oftentimes in the world of the internet, most of these local business owners are simply too busy running their own business to learn how the internet can benefit them and move the needle for their company. So I've found that by giving people an easy, free attack plan of actual things they can do to impact their own business for free, sometimes it results in those local business owners still raising their hands and saying, you know what, Micah, I just like you, want you to take care of this for me. So if by the end of this video you like what you've heard and you can see that I have a lot of tricks up my sleeve that can help impact the business, just shoot me a quick message and we can chat. Or if you simply want to take these two things yourself and do them, I'm totally cool with that, whatever's best for y'all's business. So without any further ado, let's hop right in. So the first thing I want to go with you today is that your website looks pretty good. I don't have any nitpicky things to say about your website. It looks great. And I can tell you all paid somebody good to have it done, except I am going to be nitpicky. You aren't getting a lot of people viewing this website, as I can pull up on ahrefs.com. It allows me to see exactly behind the scenes of what's happening on your website, okay, and your competition. As a matter of fact, if we look over here at hinerroofing.com, we can see that you're ranking for 3 organic keywords online, which isn't terrible, but you're not getting anybody on your website every single month. Now, this is not great. You can have a beautiful website, but if nobody's finding it, nobody's calling you, right? So the website really just does nothing. We look over here at David Fry's Roofing over here in Norman, we can see that they have not that great of a design. I mean, a decent design on their website. You definitely have better as far as design goes, but they have 107 people going to their website every single month. And a lot of this comes down to the keywords that are being found on your website. So if we look over at your keywords, now, again, a keyword is like me here at Tulsa, Oklahoma. If I look up, a roofing company, it's going to be like roofers near me or roofers in Tulsa, Oklahoma, roof repair, Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? One of those specific keywords, but if people aren't finding you for that, it's no good. All right, scrolling down, we can see that you're ranking for need a new roof that gets searched 300 times a month, not bad, but you're getting no one on your website from it because you're on the 89th position on Google. That's like I don't know how many pages down. That's a lot of pages down. Roofers OKC, a great keyword. 150 times it gets searched a month. Again, nobody because you're on the 92nd position. So you're not raking in any calls, any clicks, anything from your website right now. If we go over to David Fry's, we can see that he is ranking for Roofing, Norman, Oklahoma. So these are the kind of keywords that you want to start out with. You don't want to start out with these big OKC keywords unless you have a huge budget. You want to start with Norman. You want to start with more conquer those, those small areas first, and then take over something like OKC when budget allows, right? So we can see Roofing, Norman, Oklahoma get searched 200 times every single month. They get 29 of those people every month because they're on the third position on Google. Roof Repair, Norman, Oklahoma get searched 150 times a month. They get 20 of those people every single month because they're on the third position. You could take these for yourself extremely easily. You can take keywords like this. Again, the first thing actually that I would do, I didn't realize this the first moment I looked at it, but now looking again, you want to separate more in Norman. Okay, this is the thing I see with a lot of different companies is they have like two areas on one homepage, right? You want to make one your homepage, whichever one you want to target the most, whether it's more or Norman, make that one the homepage, and then make the other one a separate location page. It will look a lot cleaner to Google. You get a lot more rankings and a lot more calls. Okay. But just using Norman for the purposes of this video, it applies with more too. But you want to go through here and get these exact keywords and naturally put them throughout your content. Don't overdo it, but just naturally spice them throughout your content. Google will start finding you for those things. All right, and Kylie, we're gonna do something a little bit different before I bore you to death. We're just gonna take roofing, Norman, Oklahoma. Again, it gets searched 200 times a month. We're gonna pretend we're a customer, okay? We're gonna hop over. put this in good old Google, and the first section we see is the ad section. Now we know the ads can work, but they can also be a bad money pit, and this is where a lot of guys get wrong. Is they just throw cash at Google for PPC ads, and you get a lot of low quality leads that way. A lot of tire kickers, right? And the truth is, only 10 to 20% of all the clicks that people that are looking up roofing services end up going here. The rest of the 80 to 90% end up going down. So if we scroll down, we can see the next section is the map pack, and it's a great place to be. It gets like 40 to 60% of all the clicks. And this brings me to the first thing I wanted to actually speak with you today about. That is what we call citations. So if we look over here, we can see the first section. I don't know what that name is. It's a long name, man. But that's the name, address, and phone number listed right here on Google. That is what we call the NAP, or the NAP, name, address, phone number. This is why this matters, is that's how Google finds relevance with local businesses. They don't want some fly-by-night business at the top of their map pack. That's bad PR for them. So they want to put the best quality businesses that they can. And how you get more trust with Google is getting your name, address, and phone number consistently put across citations, or you might know them as directories across the web, like the BBB, Yelp, Yellow Pages, Bing, Merchant Circle. There's all kinds, there's hundreds of these directories online. If you just find them and put your business name, address, and phone number consistently throughout more than your competition does, you will 100% start dominating them on this map pack, hands down. So now let's scroll down to the next thing I want to speak with you today, and that is everything to do with backlinks and getting you to the top of this organic section. So again, 10 or 20 10 to 20% of all the clicks end up going to the ad section. 40 to 60% end up going for the map hack, and 30 to 40, like sometimes even like 45%, end up going for this top 1 or 2 positions right here on the organic section. And this is where the best lead quality honestly comes through. You really like these leads to have, but to get here, you need authority with Google. And to get this authority, you need what we call backlinks. So what a backlink is like when one website links to another website online, pushes power from one website to another. Google sees that as optimal for your company's website. So, and the more relevant that website is, that like site A pointing to site B, then the more valuable that link is to Google. So let me try to throw away the hypotheticals for a moment and just break this down really simply. Okay, if you get a local blog industry site, you get a shingle company, anything like that pointing to your website, that's great. Google sees a lot of relevance there. But if you did a job for Pizza Hut, let's say, I don't know, I'm just throwing that out there, right? And because you did a job for them, they're pointing a link at you. Well, Google doesn't really care because they sell pepperoni pizzas and you do roofs. There's no correlation there. Now, if we hop back over to Ahrefs and how this applies, is we can see every single backlink that you have and your competition has and see where it's lacking. Okay, so again, the first deal that we see is you have 2.7 thousand backlinks pointing to your website, but you have no one going to your website. This is crazy. That's a lot of power being thrown at your website, but no traffic. If we look at David Fry's roofing, again, they only have 33 backlinks. You're probably paying for a marketer throwing backlinks at you, but you're not getting anywhere because your content isn't dialed in and you're getting really bad backlinks, really low quality. I'll get into that with you. So 33 backlinks, they're getting 107 organic traffic every single month. So this kind of like numbers I'm seeing is extremely unnatural, right? 2.7 thousand backlinks. This tells me one thing, and that these are low quality backlinks. I've seen this time and time again. Somebody that is, I don't know if you're paying somebody to do it, you have somebody in house. I don't know. I'm not, you know, dipping on them at all. My heart. But like seriously, this is a problem. You got to get this fixed because you're losing a lot of calls by this. Something like this, like the power that you have, DR32 could take over Oklahoma City, like metro area, but you don't have the trust with Google because these are low quality backlinks. Now, how you fix something like this is getting rid of the low quality backlinks and getting higher quality backlinks, even like what David Fry's roofing has, and also going through here. And the number one thing is splitting this homepage into 2 different pages. That is the number one red flag because Google's confused whether they want to show you in More or Norman, and they can't really apply all that power to one unless you have them separated. All right, Kylie. So hopefully y'all can see by now, like getting you to the top on Google and getting more calls every single month, it's not magic. It's just a method, and I've shown you all that method here today. Now, I bet you're wondering, well, what now, Micah? Well, the truth is, Kylie, y'all can either take this information I provided you today and do this on your own. I'm totally cool with that. If you want to go through and get off the backlinks and all that and get the right kind of backlinks pushing to your website, separate these pages into like a home page that's just more or just Norman, and then a location page for the other one. That's totally cool with me, whatever's best for your business. Get the citations and all that and start getting more calls into your business. But if you want to skip the time and the research and all that, doing it all, you can give me a quick call at 918-260-1694. Again, Kylie, my name is Micah Collins, and that's 918-260-1694. Look forward to hearing from y'all, and I hope you have a good one.